traditional wet market. Okay, and then you can see that every part of the, for example, like the kettle, every part they just hang on in on the foot on the store. Okay, and then you wanted to buy a particular part of the kettle, and then they just cut it down and then to sell it to every customers. Okay, and then for that Japanese chef, when he firstly came to Hong Kong, he was very shocked because in Japan, okay, as usual, the market doesn't operate in this way. Okay, and then they have a specialized market. Okay, fish, and then you want to buy fish and you go to the fish market, and you want to buy the meat or pork or even beef, and then you go to a particular market. And then every store, okay, they package every part of the meat, every part of the fish in a very clean and tidy way. Okay, unless it is just hanging the raw part, every part of the raw of the beef or the pork on the store, and then let the customer to choose. Okay, and then at that time that Japanese chef was very shocked about this kind of buying habit, the consumer behavior, like here. Okay, like in Hong Kong is very strange. And then it's about the cultural shock. Somehow you cannot understand, somehow you cannot, you think that your own culture is different from the other one. Okay, and then something you think that this is quite strange and not familiar with your own understanding, and that is about culture shock. Okay, can anyone tell me that have you ever got some cultural shock experience when you travel to some other places? Anyone can share with us. You can speak out or even using your microphone. 有冇同學可以講俾我知，你有冇試過有啲咩 cultural shock 係你去過第啲地方覺得係完全好唔同嘅，同你自己認識嘅文化？ Can anyone share with us？ 有冇啊？ Can anyone share with us? Okay, you have this kind of cultural shock. Can anyone tell me? 有冇啊？有冇 cultural shock you experienced in the past when you go travel? 有冇啊？有冇啊？有冇啊？有冇同學有啊 ？cultural shock 嘅 experience 啊？有冇啊？ avoid using phone in. Okay. Yeah. Okay, somehow in Japan, okay, you see that the people are very silent. Okay, and then they don't talk in the compartment of a train. Okay, 一個車廂入邊唔講嘢㗎。Okay, and then it's something very different from Hong Kong because people in Hong Kong still talking loudly, talking loudly. Okay, and then you see that it is quite different. And then if you are a foreigner, and then you travel the metro in Japan, you may think that it is quite different. Okay, as any other examples? Any other example? 有冇其他 cultural shock 㗎？ About food. Okay, maybe let me share one. Okay, a couple of years ago when cannot pick up the bowl when you are eating. Yeah, eat this one also as well. You are even though we are Asian, okay, and then we have different way of thinking about holding a bowl and then to have to take your meal. Okay, and then because Korean, they may think that just only beggars. Okay, they are begging, and then so somehow they will holding your bowl and then for the meals. Okay, only the status of beggars. Okay, we like in this way. Okay, 係啊，嗰個唔可以揸個碗食飯，人哋覺得係乞衣先至用個揸住個碗食飯喺韓國嗰度，呢個都係嘅。Okay, maybe let me share one experience. It's about when a couple of years ago when I was traveling to traveling to some我去邊度啦？我先。Okay, in Thailand. Okay, and then they may, because they are Buddhists. Okay, and then they may think that from the head to the toe, they may think that the toe, this part of the body is the most dirtiest part. Okay, as usual, they may think that foot your feet. Okay, and actually you have to clean it, and then also you cannot just, for example, like you think that it is very relaxing, and then you wanted to sit very casually, and then you may place your foot on the coffee table, something like that, okay, and then you just with the bare foot, okay, you just wanted to place your foot on the top of the coffee table. And then for the Thai people, they may think that the foot actually is very dirty and that's very indecent, and then somehow you're placing your foot on the top of the coffee table, okay, and then you think that it is very impolite, okay. For example, at that time I realized a phenomenon, okay, when I go to the shop to buy shoes, okay, even though the shoes are placing on the floor, you cannot just using your foot and then your toe, okay, and pointing the shoes on the floor, and then the shopkeeper may think that you are very important, and then also insulting you are trying to insult them as well. If you wanted to indicate I wanted to this pair of shoes on the floor, you use the finger, not using your toe or using your foot to pushing or tipping the shoes on the floor, or even though you have to bow down and then to pick the shoes on the floor and then to the shopkeepers, rather than you use your foot, pushing your foot and then on the floor, and then to indicate that you wanted this pair of shoes, and then the Thai people may think that this is very impolite. Okay， 我試過一次就係去嗰啲嗰啲叫咩跳蚤市場啊，去買嗰啲扎到扎啊啲地方去買鞋啊。去啲鋪頭度買鞋啊，咁啲鋪頭度鋪到成地都係鞋㗎啦嘛，咁跟住我有個朋友攞隻腳咧想指下即係篤下對鞋啊，其實嗰個店員咧即刻黑晒面喺泰國嗰邊，因為佢哋會覺得腳係好不潔啊，不潔啊，同埋唔係成個身體最污糟嘅係隻腳啊，變咗咧所以佢哋啲人咧唔會用隻腳嚟咧篤下啲嘢，跟住叫你攞呢對鞋俾我，跟住攞隻腳嚟指佢。通常你一係攞個手去拎嗰對鞋，或者用隻手指去指，就唔係攞隻腳去篤下對鞋，即係指就係叫佢攞俾你啦，就咁。佢覺得好侮辱㗎。Okay，and then this about different culture, and then also you can see that this is different cultural shock about for example like the Japanese people, okay, the Japanese, okay, they are enjoying their ramen noodles, okay, they will make a very big sound, this kind of sound, and then the louder the sound, they may think that this is the more delicious of the bowl of the noodles, okay. But in somehow you're outside Japan, okay, people may think that you only the people from lower education will make the sounds like this, or maybe loud sound when you are eating. This is very impolite. You are the culture outside Japan, okay, and then this is about the cultural shock, okay, and then why do you see that the Japanese people, the Japanese, they when they are eating the noodles, they make the very large volume of the noises like this, okay, and then it's about culture. If you do not understand the culture, okay, the particular culture, okay, in this way, and you may have the cultural shock, okay. And then it's about cultural shock. And then one more cultural shock I can think of is about many years ago when I firstly visit Spain. Okay, and then the friends of mine invited me to enjoy a show about it is the bull fight. 鬥牛啊 you have to, and then the fighter will kill the bull. Actually, at that time, I think it is very cruel because you have to pay the money and then buy the ticket, and then in front of the stage, okay, and then you witness how the bull will be killed by the bullfighter. Okay, I think it is very cruel. Okay, 好恐怖啊 I think it is quite, to me, it is quite disgusting. Okay, but at the Spanish think that this is one of their very important cultural heritage. Okay, it's a very special traditions in the Spain, in the eyes of the Spanish. Okay, and that is about the cultural shock because the people may have different thinking, understanding about how to treat the animals. Okay, and that is about different way of thinking and different meaning of this kind of symbols. OK， culture shock。咁我頭先講咗嗰個就鬥牛啦，我覺得第一次去西班牙人邀請我去睇鬥牛，我覺得好恐怖㗎。咁我覺得好殘忍啊！已經睇到坐到2-3個鐘頭，睇住隻牛點樣俾人哋殺死咗佢啦。咁我覺得流大血啦，咁我就覺得好恐怖啦。I think it is not something very fun, and then you have to witness the death of the bull in this way. I think and then I don't think it is very comfortable to watch. But the Spanish, okay, they may think that it is a pride and is the honor of this kind of traditions. Okay, first this is this kind of culture and traditions. Okay, it's about cultural shock. Okay, next slide. Okay, and actually you can see that the symbols. There are so many symbols in our daily life. I used this example. This is example in Central. You can see that in Hong Kong, even though we have different ethnic groups. Okay, these are Chinese or non-Chinese. Okay, you can see that the female dress like in this way. How about some other countries in Saudi Arabia? Okay, and then you can see that the people have to wear the gown like this, mask and gown in all black, all in black. May I know what you can understand from no rubbish bin in Taiwan? Okay, understand. People in Western countries do not like chicken feet. Okay, yep, it is also cultural shock as well. Okay, and we go to this one, symbols. Okay, clothing, our dress up. Okay, from these two pictures, what can you find out the symbols, the meaning of the symbol behind? 可唔可以話俾我聽？從呢兩張相，你可唔可以話俾我聽？佢哋有隱藏佢哋嘅咁樣嘅象徵着嘅衫。Actually, these are symbols as well to dress up. Okay, what are the meaning behind? You can from these two examples, two pictures. What are the meaning behind the dress up? Okay, can you tell me? 有冇同我話俾我聽有啲咩 symbol 啊 ？The first photo means the progressive. Second one is mean. That means okay, conservative. Okay, progressive. Why progressive? Why one is conservative? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Explain a bit more. 有冇可以再講啊？點解呢個係 progressive， 呢個係 conservative 啊 ？Why you say that one is conservative, one is progressive? Why? 可唔可以有冇同我解釋啊？有冇同我可以解釋 ？Can anyone elaborate more? Why? One photo is represent progressive, the other one conservative. Why? And we can see that different clothing demonstrated that there are different belief, different value, different culture. Yep. The belief, the religious belief is different. Yeah, that's why. And then in Hong Kong, there is no free of the religion is free. And then you can see that they are bounded by their the religious belief. That's why they have to wrap. They are to wrap in this way because they may think that the female, the body that can only seen by their husband only. Other male cannot have the right to look at the female's body. That's why they have to wrap in this way. From their clothes, okay, Saudi Arabian, the girls wear like in this is due to they are the Islamic, okay, Islam. Or the exposure area of the 佢哋唔可以閉，佢哋要閉衣啊 ，because 你閉身，即唔可以袒胸露臂，亦都唔可以要閉體，衣不閉體唔得咯。They have to cover up by their body because the body can only seen by their parents or the other male other than the husband cannot be their body cannot be exposed. Okay, this is the reasons why. That's why in this kind of country, okay, even though they go to the swimming, they cannot easy to have the bikini or the swimming suit. They have to wrap in this way. Or even though if they wanted to go to gym, they must just prohibited to go to the gym. Only serve the females. Okay, and then they cannot wear the very tight sport gear, and then they have to wrap in this way, and then to have to run on the male to 12. Okay, and then you can see that this is the restrictions about the under the restrictions of the religions. Okay, from their clothes, the first photo, the female or can wear the clothes they want, and they have the choice. Okay, let me further explain. In Hong Kong, you can see when you think when we trace back to 15 years ago or 70 years ago or even though 100 years ago, the female wore the chen sam, qi pao, very tight and traditional one. Okay, and then the qi pao, chang sam. And then you can see that in the recent Hong Kong, all the female are westernized. Okay, westernized, and then they are the clothing, the clothing, the choice, and then the taste. Okay, actually influenced by the Western people. And then you very few women. Okay, very not almost none of the women in Hong Kong, they will they like wearing chang sam, qi pao, this one, this kind of wearing outfits. Okay, in the past 100 years ago, okay, the female, or even though 70s or 80s years ago, in 1920s, 1930s, even though in the 50s, okay, some women still they will select this kind of clothing. But nowadays in Hong Kong, because of the very many women, okay, they start they are as usual, they are working female, okay, and they're wearing this kind of outfit very not inconvenient and not comfortable if they have to work in office or work outdoor. Okay, and then you can see that from this kind of outfit actually influenced by the Western culture, and then they consider very casual and free because it's more convenient and comfortable for the outdoor work as well. And then for this kind of women, as usual, they may not need to have work. Okay, as usual, they stay at home and then to be housewife. Okay, even though they go out and maybe they are just go out for some daily shopping or grocery shopping. Okay, and the usual, and then they are not restricted to go out by herself. I don't know whether you understand. In Saudi Arabia, they can't go out. They can't go out alone. They cannot. They are not permitted to drive alone. As usual, they have to go out. They have to go out either with the females. Okay, with their female relatives or with females friends. As usual, if they go out, okay, they not go out with other male unless the male are their husband or father, brother. Okay, and then these are the restrictions under the religion. Okay, yeah, okay, one more comment is from Rita. Okay, as you see that from these pictures, the female, the status are lower. Yes, exactly. And then you can see that from this kind of the dress up, you can see that the symbols behind this. In Hong Kong, the female are quite independent. Okay, they can do whatever they like. They can plan their life. They can manage their life. Okay, but this kind of woman, the second photo, you can see that as usual they are very conservative, traditional, and then they are living under the control of male because they are the country they belongs, the culture they belongs is actually a male-oriented, men dominate everything. Even though your marriage, the way of their living, even though the educations or even their broader the personal development actually controlled by their father, and then they are arranged by their parents and then for the marriage, or even though after getting marriage, they actually their husband control everything. Okay, and then they cannot have the freedom for work, freedom for driving, freedom for hanging out with their friends, and then the responsibility is about raising their children and also to be housewives as well, okay, housewife as well. And then you can see that from the symbol, you can not only to understand what they wear, but you can understand the meaning behind the culture, the society, the structure, and also the religion, and then also the power relations. Okay, the power in the female, the status of the female very low. Okay, you can see that. Okay. 容易明啦呢個 okay, and then this kind of woman, okay, and then they cannot easy to expose their body, even though they cannot have the short sleeve dresses or bikini, okay, and then or vest 唔可以着背心啊、短袖衫啊、bikini 啊，全部要嘢包住 even no makeup as well, no makeup, and then they can only expose their eye, okay, no makeup as well. because they in their religion they may think that they don't want the women to have too much temptation for to the men. Okay, only their husband can have the right then to see their face and see their body. Okay, and then you can see that is about the very strict religion, very strict restrictions from the religion. Okay, next slide. Elements of culture. Okay, language is part of the one of the elements in the culture. It's a system of symbols that allow the people to communicate with one another. You can see that in Hong Kong because we are even though we are Chinese, we are under the colonial rule for more than hundreds of years. Okay, and then you can see that English is very common in Hong Kong because in Hong Kong it is a hub, very is a hub for cultural exchange from the East and the West as well. That's why you can see that language, we use Chinese, Cantonese as usual, we use English. Somehow we mix the language to in the communication. And then you see that actually it is a system of symbols, okay, and then let the people can share their thinking, share their feelings as well. It's a form, actually is the mean for communication, okay, and then no matter it's verbal or non-verbal, when you spoken communication or written communications, okay, and then it is about the cultural transmissions. About it is about our ancestor to transmit the meaning, transmit it, okay, from verbal transmission from our ancestor to the next generation, one generation to another generation, okay, and then that's why we can understand the history or the way of living or the wisdom or their thoughts from our ancestors. And then also that also reflect the human imagination to make use of the symbols, okay. There are so many different symbols in our daily life that I want to show you. For example, like this one. Okay, you can see that okay, these are all with the same meaning, about same meaning of reading, but in with the different symbols. Okay, with the different language, you can see that carry out, okay, in different way, okay. And then you can see that this is the interesting part of about culture. In different society, they develop their own language, the writing, okay, and then the meaning in this way. You can see that, but when we understand that all these symbols, okay, actually they have the same meaning as reading, okay, reading, okay, but we have but in the different format, okay. And then this is about the interesting part of about culture in different society, okay. And then you can see that it is quite interesting. This is quite interesting. And then you can see that the culture it changes from time to time, okay. Also from when we mentioned about culture, okay, we mentioned about it may have a different interpretation, but the culture also changes from time to time. For example, like in recent 10 years, okay, K-pop, K culture, Korean culture. Actually, you can see that culture not only just restrict in particular region or particular country, but somehow that may be transmitted to other places outside their its own boundary. You can see that from nowadays, Korean culture, K-pop, K-drama. Okay, you can see that from everywhere. Even though people in Brazil, even though people in Africa, they know K-pop well, because you can see that for the K-pop singer, somehow they have the international or worldwide concert. Somehow they not just have to stage the concert in Asia, but outside Asia as well. Okay, you can see that the culture without boundary in the nowadays world. With the internet, you can see that people outside Korea, they can enjoy the K-pop, K-drama everywhere. Okay, a couple of years ago when I visited Turkey, I am in Istanbul, okay, or Istanbul. Okay, at that time I on the street I can easily at that time I could easily listen to the K-pop music everywhere. Even though I am not at that time, I was not dining in a Korean restaurant. Okay, last year when sorry, 2 years ago. Okay, when I was in Vietnam, and then at that time I was quite surprised that everywhere with the K-pop music. Even though at that time I was in Vietnam。我2年前我去越南啦，我去食嘢啦，我食越南嘢啊，我唔係食韓國嘢啊。我發現咗入邊間餐廳係播韓國歌㗎。我5、6年前度啦，我去咗土耳其嘅伊斯坦堡啦。我喺街嗰度，我係食緊嗰啲食緊嗰啲佢嗰啲羊肉包啦，喺嗰個土耳其嗰度。但係我居然係聽到係K-pop 嘅 music 咯，我都好 surprise。I want to emphasize. I want to recap this. Okay, a couple of years ago when I was in when I was in Turkey, I am grabbing the kebab, okay, the lamb kebab. But at the lamb kebab restaurants, what I was listening, actually, it's not the Turkish music, but it's the K-pop. 2 years ago, when I was in Vietnam, I was having the beef noodles, okay, and then that restaurant, even though the street, okay, they also play the K-pop music. Not the Vietnamese music. I was very surprised that I can hear K-pop music everywhere. Okay, it's about that. That's why I wanted to mention about about culture. And when you consider that it's not only restricted in its particular boundary, okay, but it can be This is transmittable, okay. Okay, elements of the culture about values. Okay, values is actually it's a culturally defined standard that people used to decide what is desirable, good, beautiful, and serve as a broad guidelines of for the social living. Okay, values. For example, like we will know what is something good or something bad or something you understand it is you have to do or you cannot do. This is what we about values. Okay, and then for example that we understand, for example in Chinese, okay, we have to honor the old people, we have to honor our grandparents. Okay, it's about the values 喺中國人嘅社會講緊嘅孝道。OK， 要好着重孝道，你要對你嘅爸爸媽媽孝順，你爸爸媽媽孝順你嘅嗰個咁祖父祖母啊。咁呢啲你哋呢個就係講緊value 一個價值觀，係令到我哋知道有啲乜嘢做，咩認為啱，咩唔啱，咩個善，咩叫美。OK，it's a thing is a guideline. OK，and then we have to understand that what is something we have to do. OK，is something good, is something about is about desirable. Okay, this is about value. I already used an example in Chinese Chinese culture, Chinese value. Sorry, in Chinese traditional family, we have to honor, respect our ancestor. We have to honor our grandparents. Okay, this is about value. Okay, and then it's something abstract about the standard of goodness. Standard about goodness is a very abstract. And then we may change over time. Okay, for example, like I use an example. Whether this is about okay, for example, like in the past, in the some Asian countries, they will eat dog, okay, or cats, even though cats as well. And then it may think that that dog actually is for they can even though they keep they treated this as a pet, but they will eat dog. Okay, even though Asians. Okay, and then somehow you may get this kind of standard they change, because somehow in the nowadays you have to think the people emphasize that okay, we have to respect the lives of the animals, we have to respect. Okay, even though the animals, we have to treasure their lives as well. And then it's about the standard of goodness. And then you can see that in some Western country, and even though in recent Asian countries, some people may think that we cannot eat our pets. Okay, or you dogs should be. Even dogs like cats or even your pets, okay, you have to treasure their lives well, and then you have to pamper, and even though they take care the whole life of the animal, the whole life of your pets well. Okay, and it's about the this kind of value it change. Okay, and from time to time it is very abstract. Okay, but it's the standard actually change. Okay, and then even though for some Asian countries, okay, even though right now people may condemn about this kind of eating the dog eating the dog, it actually they will condemn this kind of behavior. And then even though a couple of years ago when I was in Korea in winter, okay, you can see that some restaurants still serve the dog meat as well. Okay, and then for right now, okay, some of the young Korean, they may think that eating the dog actually this is not something they can it is not something acceptable. Okay, it may change. This kind of value may change. We have to also to treasure, and also we have to protect the rights of the animal as well. Okay, this is about the standard. Okay, support the belief value actually support the belief that there are specific ideas that people hold to be true. Okay, this is something basic, something the standard. Okay, we think that is something you have to uphold. Okay, about value, and then as I said, it change over time. Then the very the form of a culture to culture. Okay, I used the standard of beauty, the meaning of beauty as an example. Okay, in the ancient time, for example, in the Tang Dynasty, Tang Tale, okay, and then the people judged the fat woman with some fatty woman. Okay, they think that they are beautiful, and then you may think that fat is good. Okay, and that fat was very good, and the fat was desirable. Okay, but nowadays in our modern world, okay, we may think that skinny, slim, everything is think that it is with a very tight fit figure. Okay, the best this is the best standard or the highest standards of beauty. And then you can see that from the fatty to skinny, okay, this is the body shape, okay, and then you see that it change over time to time change over time, okay. And then you can see that okay, and also is it from this kind of value, and then you vary from culture to culture. If you have traveled to some minorities in some of the it is quite interesting. When I travel to Thailand, okay, and then to Thailand, I got one interesting experience, and then I travel with a very old village, okay, and then at that time the local guide showed me that okay, actually in the past, because some minorities in the Thailand, okay, and then they live near the boundary of Burma. There was a village, okay, in between the boundary between Thailand and Burma, okay, and then at that time, and then the women living in that village, okay, they will wear the necklace, just like you can also notice in some minorities in China as well. Okay, they wear some necklace. It actually is a metal necklace. Okay, the more necklace on the neck, and then they will longer, make the neck very long. Okay, longer the longer the neck, more the necklace. Okay, and then that means you are more honorable and more respectable. Okay, and then this is the 長頸族，我睇過長頸村 long leg. Okay, and the women with long leg, that elongated, this is very long one. Okay, long neck, but they represent very beautiful. This is a standard of beauty in this kind of minorities village. Okay, the village with the minorities in the Thailand, and then I visited this kind of village a couple of years ago, and it's the first time for me to touch on the necklace of this kind of accessories. Okay, this is my life is the first time to witness this kind of elongated neck, and then with the necklace in this way. Okay, and then it was actually there was a quite an interesting experience to me. 咁我見過一個咧就係話一啲民族啊，就我見過喺泰國佢接壤喺嗰個叫做咩嗰個。 Disconnection, sorry. Okay, sorry. I try to share screen as well again. Okay, you can see the share screen. Okay. I just mentioned about I just mentioned about the long leg village. Okay, I just mentioned about it. Okay, you can make it bigger. Actually, it's a quite interesting experience. Okay, when I traveled Thailand a couple of years ago，我幾年前去過泰國，見過呢個長頸族啊。咁你見到就係話佢哋覺得咁樣叫好靚啦，就嗰個頸嗰度戴住好多個頸箍啦，佢哋覺得好靚啦。OK，但係覺得好恐怖，條頸好長，好恐怖。OK，and then next slide. Okay, next slide. Okay, about norms. Okay, norms are the rules and expectations by which a society guides the behavior of its member. It's about in Chinese 係行為標準，行為嘅標準。Okay, we set some norms. Okay, and then every members in the society they know what they can do, what they cannot do, and then that make already the about part of the daily habit. Okay, and then about norms we have three kinds. Okay, let's see which what is about. Sanction is about a system of social control, encourage the conformity to the cultural norms, and then that means okay, this kind of sanction, and then you have to impose the punishment or penalty, and then for the every member in the society, they will know that you cannot do it, and if you do it, and then you will commit penalties. Okay, there will be penalty imposed to you. Okay, for example, like we cannot do spitting, spitting, you cannot do spitting because it's not hygiene. Okay, very hygienic, but also you have to be imposed by the fines $1,500. Okay, in Hong Kong if you spit. Okay, spitting, or a sanction that means you cannot have the indoor smoking, otherwise you will be penalized. Okay, and that is about sanctions. Okay, and then these are the standard of your behavior. Okay, it's about the part of the norm. You have to under the norm, you know what should be do, what should not. What you can do, something you cannot do, and then under the norms there are three kinds. Okay, and then the first kind is sanctions. Okay, if you commit, okay, you will be penalized. Okay, it's about sanctions, and then the other one is Morris refers to the norms widely observed and then have moral significance. And then actually it is not written by law or regulations, unlike sanction. Sanction is about you are already written down, or we are and then this is a part, just like I use an example like the rules and regulations. Okay, you cannot commit, if you commit, and then you will be penalized. Okay, and then the Morris is about something actually not to be written as a rules and regulation, but you by observation, for example, like when you are in front of your teacher, when you are in front of your parents, you cannot say foul language to your parents and then to your teacher. Okay, and then this is about Morris. Okay, 咁呢個 Morris 係指乜嘢咧？就係講緊一啲嘅習慣嘅嘢啦嚇，風俗啊，就係講緊一啲嘢咧，就係話唔係明文規定嘅，但係你由你平時嘅同你平時嘅觀察，你知道係唔可以做㗎。Okay, for example, you know that when you go to enjoy a classical music concert, okay, opera, okay, or maybe a classical orchestra performance, you will keep silence. You will keep your voice very low. Okay, and this is Morris. Okay, you by the observation, you understand actually this is a commonly adopted norms。咁你會知道啦，個個都唔敢做，你就唔做啦。OK， 你會見到 when you observe, okay, you see that everyone do this or everyone not do this, and then you will know that this is something I can do, or is something I cannot do. It's actually not Morris, actually not written. like in the forms of rules and regulation, unlike sanctions. Okay, and then you will know it by the observations, and then you will know it, and then by understanding that majority of the people will actually they conform. OK， 咁好多個都做過，個都唔做，咁你從呢個觀察入邊，你會知道原來做得同唔做得啦，呢個就係咁。Folkways, okay, are the norms of the routine or casual interactions. For example, like folkways, for example, the norm, this kind of actually it is quite routine. For example, every morning, okay, you see for example, every morning when you go to the school, you see your fellow classmate, or you meet your teachers, or you meet anyone, you will say good morning. Good morning. Or Chinese New Year. Okay, during the Chinese New Year, the first week of Chinese New Year, everyone you meet on the street, you meet somewhere, you will say 恭喜發財. Okay, you will say 恭喜發財. And then it is something we understand it is a norm, quite routine. Okay, you will just do it. Okay, casually. Okay, and then this is about folkways. 呢個就係講緊呢個嘅其中一個第三個 norm 咧，就係話係已經係習以為常會咁樣做㗎，習以為常會咁做係一個既定嘅情況之下，你就會做呢一樣嘢。Okay, just like using the Chinese New Year. Okay, as an example. For example, like during the Christmas, you can say Merry Christmas to your friends. Okay, on the Christmas day. Okay, and then it's something about the norm. It's about folkways. You will just do it in the specific occasion. You will just do it with the routine like this. Okay. On the Christmas day, say Merry Christmas. On the Chinese New Year day, and then you will say 恭喜發財, and then to the people you meet. Okay, and then you will see that this is like folkways. It's about the third kind of norms I wanted to introduce to you. 分到呢個 Can you identify sanctions? Can you figure out? Understand this kind of three kinds of norms. 明唔明呢個？明唔明啊？呢個明唔明啊？明唔明？明唔明啊？ Okay. Okay, I think that will be quite easy for I use these examples. Okay. 好。Artifacts about 藝術品 in Chinese. 藝術品 it is one of the material culture. Okay, artifacts reflect the underlying cultural values. Okay, you can see that from the artifacts. Okay, because it's create infrastructure or architects. Okay, and then all the arts pieces that created by the human beings. Okay, we can understand the underlying culture. Okay, for example, underlying cultural values. Okay, we see that. Okay, and then for example, like you can in Beijing, Forbidden City, 紫禁城, you have to understand in the Ming and Qing dynasty what happened in this Ming and Qing dynasty in the past. Okay, you have see the cultural value, the way of the living of the empress, and then all the people in the high officials. Okay, and then the hierarchical system in Ming and Qing dynasty. 譬如我哋睇到嗰個叫做嗰個紫禁城，咁我哋會知道明清時代嘅情況之下咧，啲君主嘅嗰個生活嘅情況啦，同埋嗰個文化嘅價值喺邊度啦，啲皇帝同皇后啊，或者甚至啲高官啊，究竟佢哋嗰個生活模式或者個政治嘅制度係點樣樣咧？我哋會睇到。Okay, from the artifacts we can understand. Okay, the underlying cultural values. Okay, and then reflects the society technology, which is knowledge that the people use to make a way of life in their surroundings. We can see that, for example, like in the Egypt pyramid. Okay, we can understand that. Okay, at that time, okay, what kind of technology used it, and then for building this kind of infrastructure. I use Great Wall as an example as well. You can see that at that time, this is about for the protections of the national territory. That's why at that time the people they try to build a Great Wall, and then you can see that you can understand that from the artifacts you can understand that what kind of technology. Okay, and then at that time they were using the labor. Okay, the labor, and then to have the constructions rather than using machines. Okay, and then you can understand well what kind of technology used it, and then also it is interesting that people may may judge the culture as simply by the technology. People may use this kind of judgment. For example, some people, if you go traveling, you will judge, okay, this country with our particular type of infrastructure artifacts, they may say lower. You may think that they have a lower standard because they use poorer or even though more primitive technology. But we cannot judge in this way because we have to respect the different pace of development, different level of technology in different countries. They may at that time the people may use the appropriate method or adopt appropriate technology to have the infrastructure. We cannot judge in this way. We cannot be judgmental by just simply using the level of technology to judge the other people's culture. However, the technology improved that, but undermines our life to a certain extent. We can see that the improvement of technology, okay, but that will be make the traditional artifacts maybe something different. For example, like some of the traditions of the artifact already fading out because of the new technology may replace it. For example, I use embroidery. In Chinese, there are so many very nice embroidery on the clothing, but with the technology, okay, and then it undermines this kind of traditional artifacts, the technique, because replaced by using the machine to have the embroidery. Okay, you can see that this kind of tradition already fading out. Okay, you can see that. 咁好多情況之下咧，因為科技嘅進步啦，咁令到有好多傳統一啲好好嘅技術或者一啲嘅工藝咧，其實慢慢已經係會 fading out，即係慢慢會走咗。譬如而家唔係咁多人仲係會有嗰啲刺繡嘅技術，用刺繡嚟做講嘅例子啦，好多傳統會失傳啊，因為有嗰個轉變咗嗰個科技啊，咁變咗好少人再肯去學呢啲嘢咯。OK， 咁呢個就係我想講嘅，就係講緊講緊個關於嘅 artifacts 嘅嘢。OK，next slide。Okay, looks nice. Okay, about culture, we can further investigate about the types of culture, and then the sociologists, they will try to identify the culture as high culture and low culture. High and low, not just because of the dimension high or low, but they will refer to actually refers to the culture pattern that distinguishes society elite. Only those people with professional knowledge, professional this is you cannot simply appreciate or understand this kind of culture easily. You must use the knowledge. You must you have the professional standard, and then to understand it. It is what we call the high culture. And then actually high culture may contain official standard, for example, like classical music, fine arts, okay, and then they already attain the particular level of recognitions. Okay, you have to acquire sophistications, quite high level of sophistication, or you have to attain to particular level of knowledge, and then that's why you can be able to understand it. Otherwise, you cannot understand. And that means the high culture is it is usual understood by a small group of people if they are elite. 呢啲係精英嚟嘅. And then also they will be you cannot buy and sell easily. As usual, they will be highly appreciated. Okay, and also you must attain certain high level of knowledge, and then to understand it is about high culture. 咁呢個咧就講緊咧有啲嘅社會學家都就去社會科，即係學家都去分翻文化會有個叫做高端啲嘅文化同埋一啲係普及嘅文化啦。咁高端呢啲嘅文化咧就係講緊咧就係話一定要係 by appreciation 嘅，即係 by 係俾人欣賞嘅，唔係就咁容易可以賣到嘅。OK， 咁同埋唔係一個 mass production，not refers to mass productions。OK， and then not easy to buy. You cannot easy to buy a Mona Lisa reading. You cannot easy to buy a Van Gogh painting。OK， 有呢個唔係容易買到嘅，同埋一定要係有一個 比較高層次嘅一啲嘅認識同埋個了解，你先至可以明佢講緊啲乜嘢嘅。OK，咁呢個叫做 high culture。Another one is popular culture. Yes, OK, refers to cultural pattern that widely spread, widely adopted. OK, everyone can be easily understood. OK, that you can buy this kind of this kind of cultural product easily. For example, you wanted to download a Hollywood movie. Okay, you can buy a soundtrack of a movie. Okay, you can buy. Okay, and then no need to acquire very high level of sophistication, high level of sophistication, or high level of advanced knowledge. I need to understand it. Okay, and then that is very massive. Okay, mass production, massive. Okay, and also this is it is easily to be understood. Okay, and then no need to be to acquire very complicated or even though sophisticated level of knowledge. Okay, and then even though then this is easily to be accepted, easily to be shared. Okay, and then this is about pop culture. 普及嘅文化呢個我講緊 ，OK， and then this is the two dimensions of culture。明唔明呢度？明唔明？明唔明？明唔明啊 ？Understand or not? Okay, clear, good. Oh, you learn before, Lauren. Okay, good. Okay, and then we can go into the cultural diversity. Okay, good. Okay, and then cultural diversity, we have the main culture, mainstream culture, and then the subculture. And then subculture is referred to, okay, and then somehow this kind of cultural pattern actually may not be, they may not be able to follow the mainstream. Okay, and then this is about, this is a different segment or different lines of the culture, different flows of the culture that apart from the society of the mass culture. Okay, and then it's called a subculture. And then it's also is a source of pleasing the variety because of this group of people different from the mainstream, but we call it subculture. Actually, we try to acknowledge or pleasing this type of this segment of people. And then this is about the subculture, 次文化，次於主流嘅文化，次於主流文化。Okay, adjacent to the mainstream of the culture. And then as usual, we have to, but this kind of people, if they are not belong to the main culture, and then they are feeling marginalized or they are feeling not happy, and then that's why there is a different segment. Okay, next to the main culture, and then they will make them feel more happily and easily because they are, even though they are in the society, even though they do not belong to the mainstream, but they are somehow they can still have the sense of belongings. Okay, and then this make them have a more comfortable and more be acceptable in the society. We know as the subculture. 呢個係次於主流嘅文化。如果我哋冇呢個次於主流嘅次文化嘅話咧，呢班人就會被邊緣化，同埋佢哋會好被忽略，同埋會覺得被邊緣化會好唔開心。所以變咗 subculture 其實係一個係令到嗰呢班人會係 happy， 令到呢班人會即係會覺得會舒服嘅一個嘅文化嘅一個表徵嚟嘅。Okay, and also is a source of tension as well because somehow the subculture may not be easily be accepted, easily be integrated in the society, and then they may cause a source of tension or even the violence. For example, like the homosexuals. Okay, and then if the mainstream of the main culture is about if your society belongs to a more religious. Okay, for example, like Christians, traditional Christians or more traditional conventional Catholics. Okay, they may not be easy to accept this kind of subculture. Then they may cause tension and violence in the society, and then also involves not just differences but also hierarchy as well. Because we may think that people may think that this kind of subculture will be lower than the mainstream of the culture because they are not belongs to the mainstream. Okay, and then in the society they may also cause the hierarchy. The subculture may be lower than the 次於 subject to the mainstream. Then we call the hierarchy. Okay, because they belong to the minority one. Okay, minority when we compare with the mainstream. 咁呢個就係講緊會有 hierarchy 啦，就會講緊就話次於主流文化啊，咁你就會有 tension。They will call it, they will make tensions。OK， 呢個就係講緊呢個就係一個主流文化同次文化。OK， Okay, and then what is multiculturalism in a country or in a society? They are more than the one culture or one races, and then they may have different races, different ethnic groups, and then they may have different culture inside a society, and then it's called the multiculturalism. And then the definition is a perspective recognizing the cultural diversity of, for example, like United States. There are so many different kinds of people living in the United States. For example, like Caucasian, the whites, okay, blacks, Hispanic, those who can speak in Spanish, okay, Asians, okay, and Asian people as well. Again, you can see that there are so many. Okay, they're living together. Okay, and then if a country more than one mainstream of culture, it is called the multiculturalism. And then it is actually a sharp change from our society downplay the cultural diversity. What is it about? In the past, people may, for example, like the immigrants, they will try to go to, if they try to migrate to a country, they will try to make themselves integrate to the local culture. But somehow in nowadays, people, because the people respect to the cultural diversity, and then the people may think that the assimilation is not that important. They can also uphold their own culture, and then that's why in the recent decades, okay, people with uphold less level of assimilation. 啲人會覺得少啲同化 no need to be the same as the local, the domestic culture, the local culture of that country belongs to. But you can have your own culture, and you can make yourself survive even though you live or you have different cultural values. Okay, and then it's about multiculturalism, and then that make the society change from upholding high level of assimilation to more respect about the cultural diversity. Okay, this is the change. Okay, this is a change, and then the more they respect the differences between differences between different culture, and you can see that there is a change. This is the reasons why we say that is a sharp change from the society. And then also in the multiculturalism, you can see that it is interesting. And then we also criticized what is Eurocentrism, the dominance of Europe, especially English, the cultural pattern. Okay, and then this is something interesting. And then in Europe, even though nowadays in Hong Kong as well, okay, when we speak, we have the accents, right? And then in some European countries, they may think that the BBC English or Royal English or Queen's English, okay, it is they have a higher status, and then this is actually a part of what we call the Eurocentrism. Even though in English-speaking countries, they may think that the UK, because in the past, in the couple. It is about in 200 or 300 years ago, UK was a very strong in the Navy force, and very strong in the military. And then the United Kingdom, okay, they invaded and also occupied many colonies. Okay, even though in the English-speaking countries, they may think that actually Europe still with a very strong power, with a very strong central power, especially for the English-speaking. They may think that the UK English, okay, the London English, or use the BBC English, okay, even though with a higher status, and then the people with a more, they think that the essence in the Royal English or in the UK Britain English, okay, with a more sophisticated, or more in a higher level of status, okay, and then that means, okay, it is about. It's about for some people, they may still have the mindset that Europe with a more higher military power, even though higher hierarchy in the mindset. It is about we wanted to emphasize that it's about Eurocentrism. They think that Europe have a more centralized power. It's about multicultural, in the multiculturalism. Okay, even though in a foreign country, somehow they may have different mindset about in different mindset about they compare the dimensions of the culture。呢個講緊咧就係話，即使係一啲嘅外國嘅國家，佢哋會有啲多民族、多元素嘅多民族唔同文化元素嘅國家，但係佢哋都會有分到，佢哋覺得歐洲嘅文化係高端啲㗎。咁尤其是喺用英語嘅講英語嘅國家入邊嚟講，佢會覺得英國嘅英語先至標準，皇家英語嘅標準，即係Queen's English 先至係標準。咁佢哋仲會覺得喺嗰個，即使喺外國嘅地方，佢哋會有多元嘅文化嘅元素，但係佢哋都覺得英國嘅文化會係即係歐洲文化係高級啲嘅。What I want to say is, okay, in some foreign countries, even though they are quite multicultural, they may think, for example, in the United States or even English-speaking countries, okay, they may think that even though the dominance of Europe still exists, the dominance of Europe because it dates back to a long history of some European countries, for example, like UK, okay, was a very strong in military and in political, okay, and in navy as well, navy power, and then they conquer many colonies, and then they still think that Europe they centralized in the with more power dominance, okay, and then even though in the some of the foreign countries, okay, they may have a different cultural diversity in the country, but they may think that Europe still have a higher level or still have more dominance, okay. And then some sociologists criticize that multiculturalism, if a country or if a society always overemphasize, and then on the diversity, that may make the racial segregations. That means, okay, if a country and then they have lesser assimilation. 佢一個地方嘅少咗同化 lesser assimilation, but overemphasize. People will have to respect different diversity. In the long term, they will make the society will be segmentized, will be separated because you respect I am different from you, okay, and then at that time, and then in the long run, okay, I will not have very much close connection with you because I don't see you as part of the society. I respect you, you respect me, but we keep the distance. In the long term, okay, this kind of overemphasis on the diversity will make the people live apart. They will make the people may not be integrated to each other, and then will make the racial segregations. 呢個就係講緊咧，如果一個文化嘅地方係講緊係多元化嘅文化太過多元化嘅情況之下咧，你尊重我。May I ask, the literary film is high culture or popular culture? Literary film 邊啲 literary film 啊？ Can you raise some examples? Moon， 你自己再問咯。你 raise some examples。王家衛嗰啲梗係 pop culture， 呢啲 commercial building 嚟㗎，唔係 commercial film 嚟㗎呢啲。OK， 梗係 pop 啦。誒講埋呢個先啦。Let me finish this one. And then you have to 學佢講啊，就話當你嗰個地方有好多多元化嘅文化別，但你太過着重就係話大家有唔同就算數啦。OK， 咁但係問題你咪變咗我同你唔同，咁我哋咪融入一齊咯。咁變咗你有你慶祝，我有我嘅生活，咁久而久之個成個地方就會因為種族嘅緣故，跟住大家唔同啊，跟住大家會分離啦，就唔可以係 integrate 啦。What I want to say is if a country or a society, they overemphasize, so they too much respect, okay, too much acceptance, okay, towards the cultural diversity, and then and then the people may not think that they can integrate to as a whole. Okay, I respect you. You celebrate, for example, I celebrate. I respect the people. For example, you have your own celebration, and then I have my own celebrations for different festive. Okay, they don't have something in common, and then in the long run, okay, and then this kind of different ethnic groups, okay, they will separate in a society. They just wanted to live there by their favorable or preferred living style. Okay, at the end they will separate, and then to make the society, and then into different and then then to separate, and then to make the society not as a whole. Okay, this is the examples. 有好多你所謂嘅 literature film， 其實後尾係俾一啲叫做咩電影公司再翻拍嘅啫嘛。你明唔明我咩意思啊？咁呢個咪唔係一啲嘅咩咯？即係你講緊電影，通常都係一啲翻拍嘅電影嚟㗎嘛，全部 commercialize 㗎嘛，咁點會係 high culture 啊？For example，opera， okay opera，and then this will be performed by the singers, okay, and then that is not filmed by a commercial broadcasting company, okay, and then this is about high culture. For example, like Rigoletto, okay, is an Italian opera, okay, classical opera, okay, and then that can be performed by different teams of people, okay, and then what you perform is the traditions of that opera, okay, and then this is about the high culture， 就咁咯。你嗰啲全部拍嗰啲電影嗰啲，全部係商業電影嚟㗎嘛？你明唔明我咩意思啊？All the film actually are filmed actually is a commercial. Actually is a commercial movie. 你睇下 who are the actors or who are the actors are the Hollywood pop artists。咁呢個咪就係pop culture 咯。你明唔明我咩意思啊？明唔明啊？王家衛嗰啲梗係啦，呢個係商業電影，只不過商業得嚟佢有啲藝術嘅感覺啫嘛。Wong Kar-wai movie actually commercial movie, but somehow she try to make it more sophisticated, but this is not the high culture。明唔明？明唔明啊？譬如你拍咗金庸嘅電影嘅金庸嗰本書係一本書嚟噶嘛，你拍成電影嘛，金庸嗰個咪變咗係一啲 class 啲嘅嘢咯，但你個電影嗰個唔係噶嘛，你明唔明啊？呢個係一個商業電影嚟噶嘛。Okay. About cultural diversity, this one. 明唔明啊？呢個 cultural diversity. Any questions about cultural diversity? Understand 啊 ？Okay, this one. 我講多兩張 slide 俾個 break 你哋啊。Okay, about cultural diversity, ethnocentrism. What is ethnocentrism? Is it the practice of judging another culture by a standard by its own culture? But for example, like Hong Kong people. Always try to criticize the other people. For example, the mainlanders. Okay, you can see that the practice of judging other culture by a standard of one's own culture. 哎呀，等陣先。Actually, for example, like for the Hong Kong people, for example, like we see many mainland visitors, okay, come to Hong Kong, okay, for visit, and then the mainlanders, okay, when they feel tired, and then they will squat, 蹲下來 squat, okay, they will just squat on the street, okay, and then the people may think that Hong Kong people may think that they are impolite, they are not very, they are impolite, they are low, they are low standard, something like that, because we judge, because Hong Kong people as usual, or foreigners as usual, they seldom squat on the street. When they tired, they just maybe lean on the wall, maybe just find somewhere to sit down instead of squat. Okay, and then but the people may judge other people cultures by using their own standard. Okay, this is about ethnocentrism. Okay, it's about ethnocentrism expressions. Okay, ethnocentrism. Okay, judging the people, okay, judging the people with his own culture. But for example, like in China, okay, many years ago in the Qing dynasty, okay, when at that time the China was forced by the other foreigners for the opening of China and then for trade, okay. At that time, Chinese people may think that they are the kingdom of the world. 中國人喺好多年前清代嗰陣時候，或者明清年代嗰時就覺得佢哋係成個世界嘅中間㗎嘛，中國係中國就係咁走出嚟㗎嘛 ，Middle Kingdom，OK， 咁佢哋會覺得咧，當時嘅明清年代清朝嗰時會俾外洋嘅人咧，就外國人咧嚟到，希望佢能夠打開中國嘅貿易嚟打開個港口做貿易啊嘛，咁你先至後期先至鴉片戰爭啦，係咪？咁但係喺嗰陣時候咧，中國人會覺得佢哋只係人嚟嘅啫，其他嗰啲外來嗰啲叫洋鬼子。OK， 咁呢個就係一個 central ethnocentrism 啊，就睇緊自己，用緊自己個角度去睇。Okay, what I want to say is in the Qing dynasty, okay, in the very old times, okay, and then the people in China, they think that they are in the middle of the kingdom, they are the middle kingdom. Outside China, the people, foreigners, they are called, they known as a barbarian, 蠻人、蠻夷之人。蠻人、野蠻人，所以佢哋叫做蠻人噶嘛，佢哋叫佢哋做外國人叫蠻人。They call it the foreigners are barbarian. Okay, they are the humans, and then Chinese are the human, and then they are the barbarian. And then at that time, okay, people in the history manuscript, we can see that they would know that. No, the Chinese people, the Chinese regarded the foreigner as barbarian. Because they look like, unlike the Chinese with the skin tone and the hair and then the height and then all the size of the body shape. Okay, they were known as a barbarian, and then in Chinese they call it 洋人 or 蠻人、野蠻人、蠻人、野蠻嘅，因為有 barbarian 走出嚟嘅呢個字。蠻人啊，蠻人。Okay, and then they know us because they only themselves actually are the human being, and then all other people outside China at that time. Okay, because with at that time, because they are not arrogant, but they only have the very limited of knowledge, very limited understanding about the world outside their own country. That's why they may have this kind of mindset. It's about ethnocentrism. Okay, ethnocentric expression, for example, like language, for example, like Far East, Middle East. Why? Because it is about the mindsets of the people in the West. They may think that it is far away from them. This is Far East, Middle East, Far East. Far away, that means that means that they are more sophisticated. They are far away from them, the standard far away. That's what they will know Asian, Middle East, okay, as the Far East, Middle East, okay, the Africa or Asia, they will the West people. In the West, they will think that far away, 遠超於、遠過於、遠於佢哋嘅文明 far away from their civilizations. That means they will known as from the West. They will think that this kind of countries are Far East, Middle East, Far East. Okay, far away from their West civilizations. And then they may think that the viewpoint they are under, they are inferior. That means usually Far East. Okay, and then let me see. Also, and then cultural relativism. That means the process of judging a culture by its own standard. That means, okay, you will use their culture. Okay, but for example, like are using the mainland and Hong Kong people. Okay, if it is what is relativism? That means okay, that means okay. If you notice there are mainlanders, they are squatting on the street. And then if you are cultural relativism, you will think from their point of view. They will respect their differences. Or it is about their habits. Okay, they may think that it is good for their legs, good for, and then it is the easiest and then the most commonly accepted way of stress relief. Okay, and then you understand the mainlanders, you respect the mainlanders, you also tolerate the differences, and then you may think that I understand their behavior, and then you don't judge because you understand their habits. Okay, and then this is about cultural relativism. Unlike this one, you judge because you just based on what your habit and what your understanding, without understanding the other people, their differences, their own culture. Okay, and then it's about the cultural relativism, and then it's associated with the tolerance, respect the differences. Okay, and then that this is about the cultural relativism. OK， 呢個同呢個個分別就係呢個你只會去捽人哋，點解？因為你用自己嘅嗰個嘅尺度去睇啊，人哋踎地就覺得人哋冇文化，但係呢個 cultural relativism 就係話 咦，點解人哋會踎？原來嗰個咁樣係最舒緩嘅，又或者原來人哋個地方嘅文化係好容易接受呢樣嘢，同埋佢哋覺得係冇問題嘅。原來嚟到香港有問題嘅，咁你咪會發現咗，哦，原來就係話我要認識到原來佢哋當地嘅人，佢哋係會咁樣做嘅。我認識佢，亦都去接受同埋去明白嘅。咁你咪變咗你唔會 judge 人哋咯。咁變咗你會用呢個透過你會去睇人哋嘅角度去明白人哋嘅文化。呢個就係 cultural relativism. That is cultural relativism. Okay, you try to understand before you judge. Even though you judge, you based on their standards. Okay, and then not just by using your own standards. Okay, and your own one. And then it's about relativism. Okay. 有冇問題呢個 ？Any questions？ 有冇問題啊？你明？你明啊？明啦 ？Okay, good. And then this is a map from your reading. Okay, what is it about? The author of this textbook emphasized that why we can, as usual, we from every map or every books about for some very common, and then from many reference book. Okay, or map, even though map. Okay, you can see that as usual. North Africa, North America, okay, as usual, will be placed on the top, okay, and then the South Africa will be placed under the North America. And then the author of this textbook, okay, they say that why the people have this kind of perception, because they may think that as usual, the people may think that North America will be more advanced, more developed than the South America. That's why when you see actually from the group perspective, it is round. The group actually is a round shape. Okay, and then the Earth actually evolved. 地球會自轉㗎嘛，喐㗎嘛。Actually, it is not a must that when we look into North America, actually every time they will be on the top. Okay, somehow when the Earth evolved, rotate, okay, the Earth rotate. Actually, when you rotate, actually North America can be at the bottom, and then the South America will be on the top, okay? But somehow, how many people can accept this kind of perceptions? Maybe many people may think that it is weird to look into the map like this. But that should be North Africa on the top, North America on the top, and then the South America underneath. Okay, why? Because the people may have the dimension saying that North America actually more sophisticated, more developed, more advanced than the South America. Okay, and then this is an interesting judgment about how we see the earth, how we see the countries, how we see the things in different way. 咁呢個就係講緊咧，呢個 textbook 咧就係嗰個作者咧就寫啦，就係話，喂，原來咧個地球咧一路轉嘅，地球一路轉噶嘛，未必一定係北美洲定喺上邊，南美洲喺下邊噶嘛。但當個地球一路轉緊嘅情況之下，會有可能個我哋睇緊個地圖個情況，個國家其實係嗰個美國北美洲喺下邊，南美洲喺上邊，但係有幾多人接受得到咧？因為我哋會成日會相信就話北美咁樣睇翻轉頭會好啲，會順暢啲。點解？因為覺得北美嗰啲嘅北美洲咧係會更加即係發達嘅國家，應該擺喺上邊，應該下邊嘅就會係比較冇咁發達嘅國家，或者冇咁咩。咁呢個就係一個呢個作者就想攞呢個 example 出嚟講咧。其實我哋慣常去睇一件事，其實已經有嗰個 bias 喺度㗎，就咁啦。What I want to what I use this example is okay. This author, the textbook author, the author of this textbook emphasizes that we may have some preoccupation in our mindset. Okay, and then when we look into the things or look into the world, we already occupied by our traditional thinking. Okay, 就係咁啦。Okay, I will stop here. Because for the next class I will go through the three approaches. Okay, again from these three approaches, how we look into culture, and then also what is about the socializations. Okay. maybe we take a break, and then I will take 10 minutes break. Okay, and then when you come back, okay, I will do the in-class exercise. First of all, may I know any questions about the lecture notes? 有冇問題先？lecture notes 嗰度，is it am I too fast? Am I too slow? Am I anything you don't understand? 有冇咩 comment？有冇地方唔明？我太快太慢？啲嘢點樣？明唔明？OK 唔 OK？O 唔 OK？明唔明？阿 Lorraine 明唔明呢啲？因為上次你話我太快，又話唔夠清楚，明唔明？阿 Lorraine 亮，any question this time？Oh, clear. Okay, it's good. Okay, good. And then we take a break first, and then when you come back, I have an exercise. I want you to have a discussion about tattooing, about culture and people. Okay, this one. This one. Okay, you can take it out. About culture, tattoo. Whether you want how you perceive about tattoo. Okay, and then right now it is about almost 1 o'clock. I will start the class at 1:10. 唔係喎 1:10 我俾15分鐘俾你。I will take 15 minutes break. Okay, and then I will start the class 1:10. Okay, 1:10, and then I will when we start. Okay, I will ask you to read this one, and then we have the discussions. Okay, let's take a break first. Okay, 1:10我哋再上堂。Okay, 1:10上堂。 Okay, let's start. Let's start. Let's start. Hello, 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 hello. 翻嚟未？翻嚟。Okay, let's start. Okay, good. Okay, good, good, good. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, okay, resume the recording. Okay, let's start. Okay, after break. Okay, we will have the in-class discussions. Okay, I hope that you can take 50 minutes. Okay, and then to take a look at this article. Okay, very short one. Okay, and then eventually you can we can have the discussion on this about these two questions. About first, do you think the tattoo? Okay, this article is about tattooing. Okay, and then different people, especially middle class. Okay, may have different point of view against this kind of behavior. And then you can take a look at this short article and then answer. Do you think tattoo is fashionable or deviant? Something you think it is not acceptable? Okay, deviant. Okay, 好反叛啊，好叛逆嘅嘢。Okay, acceptable 好型啊，定係覺得叛逆嘅嘢啦？Or what do you think? What do you think the influence of the judgment? Okay, will you think it is fashionable? Why? Okay, what make you think that it is fashionable? Or will you think that it is deviant? Okay, what make you think it is very unacceptable? Okay, we weird. Okay, okay, and then may I know what's your judgment? Okay, why you think in this way? And then, but if you are from different culture background or age group or different time frame. Okay, under the different time frame. Okay, and then do you think that you will have different views on this tattooing? Okay, I want you to think about it. Okay, and then the other question is any fashion adornments, that means accessories, okay, or that means bags, outfits, or jewelry, this accessories, okay, and then the outfit 佢着嘅衫 adornments， 即係所有嘅飾物啊、外置佩戴嘅嘢啦嚇。That you associate with different social class. What do you think that the accessories or the dress or outfits, okay, that can associate with the social class background, okay, and then what are they, okay, and then what kind of judgment, positive, negative, or do the people make about them, okay, and then what about the judgment come from, okay, what are the associated with the social class？ 有啲乜嘢嘅佩戴嘅嘢，你會覺得同個階層係有關嘅咧？而點解你會有咁嘅想法咧？咁其他人對於人哋佩戴一啲咁樣嘅嘢嘅情況之下咧，其實佢哋點解會咁樣睇啊？咁呢個就到第二條問題問。I want to ask, okay, whether different accessories so that can associate with different social class, okay, and then how the people or you, okay, think about this kind of accessories and why this kind of judgment that shape the people think in this way. I want you to investigate, okay, this kind of accessories association with accessories with the social class, okay, and these are the required questions I want you to discuss. Okay, right now I'll give you 15 minutes, okay, to take a look at the article and then to have some mindset about different social class may have different perspective, okay, and then on the two, okay, and then eventually you can discuss with me about your way of thinking. OK， 好，有冇問題？我哋睇完呢篇文章，好短嘅啫文章，就再去大家傾下呢兩條問題，好冇？有冇問題？有問題？冇問題嘅，right now I will leave you. Okay, good. I will leave you to have 15 minutes, and then I will start at 1:30. Okay, and then to have the these two questions discussions。好，1:30，我哋就再開始講翻呢個你睇嘅睇法。OK，see you at 1:30。 Hello, hello. Okay, we can start our discussions. Okay, hello. Hello, 翻嚟啦，上堂。Okay, let's start our discussions. Okay, let's start. Okay. Okay. May I know? Okay. Any of you got tattoo on your body, on your own body? 有幾多同學有紋身啊？呢度有幾多同學會有做咗紋身啊？Any of you? No 啊？Any of you no 啊？No? Okay. Why? Actually, do you want to have tattoo? 你想唔想有紋身啊？Lorraine 想要紋身。Okay. Want you want? Okay. And then why you don't make it? 嚇咁係啊，好多個都話要紋身，咁點解唔好啊？No, it seems very hurt 啦，painful, affect career。你點解 affect career 啊？阿岑同學點解會 affect career 啊？你諗住問啲乜嘢啊？問你邊度先會 affect career？你諗住做啲咩工咧？你覺得會 affect career 咧？May I know? Okay, can't find a meaningful pattern。我有抗議先咩？OK， 咩叫我有抗議啊？Lorraine 咩叫我唔知咩叫抗議啊？咩叫抗議啊？我唔識喎。Similar to tattoo 啊？Depends on the reason 啊。May feel regret. Okay, may I know what will make you regret? Make your ear look 我知你講咩啦，Lorraine。OK，我唔知嗰個要嗰個叫抗議。OK，明啦。多謝你話俾我聽。OK，why you feel regret？阿麥晴晴，點解你會覺得 regret 啊？You don't like the tattoo. Okay, one day. Okay, when you couple of years later. Okay, and then you feel regret or what?
Tattoo also give you different identity. If you make a tattoo, people will judge you and they might not even give you a career. They will look, oh, she have a tattoo, she will be like this, oh, she will be like this. So maybe some people don't like people with tattoo.
Oh, okay,
Some
okay.
people like.
Okay, but may I know any of you are afraid of the color fading out instead of how the people look at you? Any of you are worried about the color toxic or not healthy to you or maybe maybe just the color fading out by time from the time being, okay, and then make the your skin looks very ugly, okay, and then any concern about this one, about the color or the toxifications about the toxic substance of the material， 有冇人咁感覺啊？有冇人因為唔整呢一樣嘢係因為驚啲顏色甩啊，慢慢走咗啊，好肉酸啊，又或者係因為驚嗰啲有害啊？Anyone? Because of the color issues or the substance, or you may concern about whether it is toxic. That's why you don't make it. 可以保色 ，OK, you can refill it, OK. Color is not toxic. 個 color OK 嘅 ，no agree, OK. 你唔驚會有致癌㗎？你哋唔驚啊？Or maybe the tattoo is not my expert. The color maybe I think that I concerned about whether that can make the skin may somehow is something not natural, and then that may hurt your the tissues of your skin. Not afraid. You only live once. Why afraid? Okay. Do skin test first. Okay. Everything can 致癌. Okay. Can maybe lick the cancer lid. Okay. Okay. 咁你話俾我聽啦。Okay. How about how about your parents? Okay. If you make it, okay. Do you what your parents may react to you? If you make it.
If I make a tattoo, my parents will get really angry. They'll shout at me, they'll murder me. Even if I ask them, I can't even ask them I want to make a tattoo. They'll kill me.
Okay, your dad make a tattoo, but some of your fellow cast may say that your parents may disagree and hate and feel angry. Actually, do you think that have you ever thought about you make a tattoo, but somehow you make it somewhere that your parents cannot find it? 咁我諗過，你整一個位置，你照整，因為你爸爸媽媽鬧嘛，爸爸媽媽會好嬲嘛。咁你冇諗過你整一個位置，你照整，但你個位置係爸爸媽媽睇唔到嘅咧？Have you ever thought about it? Because you mentioned about you worry about your parents will be very angry. I actually do think about it. Oh, okay. How about it? They allow if I make that with the reasonable reason. 阿貴心月咁講。係，咁你有冇諗過你照整，但係你整一個佢哋睇唔到嘅位置啦？Can't hide the tattoos forever. Oh, okay. Then, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, if you make it, where you want to which part of your body you wanted to have the tattoo? 你有個 dream job 係咩？你諗住參加選美咩？What is about your dream job? That's why you care about the tattoo. What job you wanted to apply? Elbow 嗰啲人話係 Hong Kong police. Oh, okay, okay, interesting. May I know? Okay, why you think that if you wanted to apply for Hong Kong police and then the tattoo is something unacceptable? Why? Oh, teacher, police. Okay, you cannot make tattoo.
喂，聽唔聽到？
係聽到聽到。
係你香港警察咧要驗身㗎，即係你要除晒啲衫，即係除晒上半身、下半身俾人 check 有冇紋身咯。係咁，
你覺得點解紋身呢樣嘢人哋會令到人哋唔揀你啦？Why you think that even though you have to body check? Okay, why they think that you think that they will not accept you have to tattoo on your body？ 點解咧
？Because the laws restrict
你佢白紙黑字寫到明係紋身唔可以報警察咩？
係啊，唔可以做香港嘅警察。
Okay, how about teacher? Why you think that the teacher people are judgmental, stereotype? Why do you think that if you wanted to apply for teacher and then the job for the teacher and then you cannot be accepted? Why? Role model, teacher role model. 如果我咁and then what pattern do you think that okay and then that may make the people have a negative feeling？有乜嘢 tattoo 係啊？好多人唔入得㗎。Go to the hot spring in Japan, you cannot be allowed to go into hot spring for the tattoo because the Japanese people may associate with tattoo with the tribe society。日本入邊咧，你浸溫泉咧，佢見到你紋身，佢唔俾你落個水度㗎。Because I already asked some of the last time when I was in Japan for traveling, okay, I went to the hot spring, okay, and then the owner explained to me, okay, and then he said that they won't accept they won't accept the people with the tattoo for going to the hot spring. I asked why. They said two things. First, for the tribe society. The other thing is the Japanese people told me that actually the color they have some substance actually will affect your body, the skin of the body, and then all the actually the skin you have some substance. Okay, that may be if you have the tattoo, that may be affect the substance on the skin texture that will pollute the water. It is what the hot spring. That the owner of the hot spring already explained it to me last time because I asked if there any customer with the hot tattoo whether they can go into the hot spring. Again, it's the first time I heard about from a Japanese hot spring owner explain to me in this way。嗰次我去日本旅行啊，咁變咗我嗰個有一個人有個團入我去跟團去，咁有個人就問有個人問啦，可唔可以用佢少少紋身嘅入得落去嗰個咩度？咁佢就話嗰個 hot spring 嗰個老闆就話唔得。因為咧就原來你紋咗身啲顏色啲嘢咧，其實會影響嗰個皮膚嘅表面嘅症狀，所以佢就唔俾人落水啊！上次佢咁同我講，咁我第一次聽原來係咁解。 即係變咗唔係有木毒啊！原來佢話，即使你有顏色嘅嘢入咗個身體度咧，你個皮膚表層有啲嘢都會唔同咗。咁講。Okay, anyway, that's why people are not welcome. People are okay. Many people in Hong Kong police have the tattoo. You can get the tattoo after the application. Okay, and then how about what tattoo pattern do you think that the people as usual the people may have negative feeling? What type? Dragon. Okay, 仲有冇啊 ？Dragon. What you can also 左青羊白虎green dragon and white tiger, wolf, ghost, wolf, snake, skeleton. How many of you do you think that the skeleton actually is something very trendy, very cool? You can see that many foreigners, okay, even the young people, they have the skeleton on their body. I don't like, okay. And then, okay. And then how many of you will associate with tattoo with triad society? 有幾多同學會覺得紋身係會同嗰個黑社會有關啊？ Of course not. No. Okay. What about when you one day when you just you just drop by to a mahjong company, and then there was someone, okay, with just with a very with a vest, okay, and then with a tattoo on his elbow or on his upper arm, and then will you associate with triad society? 會唔會啊？如果你麻雀館度有人行出嚟着件背心嘅，整一個紋身喺個左手度嘅，咁你會唔會聯想到佢係黑社會咧 ？No 啊 ，depends 啊 ，maybe, probably, maybe. Okay, somehow, okay. When you are in Kwai Chung now, right now you are in Kwai Chung, you can see the many cargo driver, okay, or even the one who engaged in the transportation, if it's the cargo one, okay. And then he is half naked, and then with the tattoo on his body, okay. And then will you associate with associate him with the triad society? 你見到個地盤工人又好，或者你見過揸貨車嗰啲司機大哥都可以，原來就喺葵涌嗰度有個好大嘅紋身喺個身度，咁你會唔會你會聯想得到佢係黑社會咧？耀東啊 ？No 啊 ？No, just a favorite pattern. Okay, understand? Okay. Let's go back to the questions. Okay, let us discuss. Do you think the tattoo fashionable or deviant? Do you think it's fashionable or deviant? 你覺得係好型嘅嘢定係好咩啦 ？Fashionable. And then what make you feel like the tattoo is fashionable? I think tattoo is fashionable because tattoo represent art. Drawing is not only on the paper, but it's on the people. After I'm old, I will not fear this is abnormal because the people should not have too many standards. Okay, but I were in 70s. I would not think of tattoo is an art because tattoo technology at that time was not developed as it is now. Okay, and tattoo is not beautiful as they now. Okay, good. Okay, may I know? Okay, and then you think it is fashionable. What make you feel it is fashionable? Why you think from the peer, from the artists, from the magazines, from the mass media, blah blah blah. What were you? Okay, many stars, many artists. Okay, have tattoos mean power, strength, and liberal-minded? Okay. Why Johnny? Why you think that it means power and strength? Why? Okay. Again, there is another student say that it is about it looks powerful. Why it looks powerful? How and then why? How it present to you as a powerful? Is because tattoo has to mean deep meaning. They represent themselves, which makes the tattoo special and fashionable. Tattoo can represent your personality. Okay. Powerful. How about powerful? Oh, okay. Because of its past stereotype. Okay. And then what influenced you most about tattoo? because you have some opinion, right? And then what make you feel, what is the most important, most forceful point, reason behind? Because some tribes such as Amari and then even the do communication recording, yeah, ranging from the job expertise rank and the tribe. Okay, good. 有啲乜嘢令到你覺得係最大影響啊？What make you think it is the most influential, most forceful factor that shape your judgment？有冇啊？Because from your peers, from mass media, from the KOL, from the artist, or from what make you what the key influence that shape up your mindset? Tattoo somehow, okay, some memorable things on body. Okay. 有啲乜嘢你認為係咁啊？認為係最緊要，即係令到你覺得最令到你最影響你最深刻嘅印象呢個？點解你會整呢個？即係你會覺得 tattoo 係型啊嗰樣嘢啊？有冇啊？What do you think that art or because of art? This is about trend art, okay? A memory, okay, because of memory. Okay, may I know if you have the tattoo, for example, like in the country like Saudi Arabia, okay, this kind of country, or you are Dubai, okay, do you think that they can easily be accepted tattoo? Can't. 為心月話 can't 點解 ？Absolutely not traditional. No, okay, cannot be accepted because they are traditional. Okay, not easy. Okay. Okay. Conservative. Okay, I understand. Okay. Okay, what about if your boyfriend want to make the tattoo, is going to make a tattoo, will you accept or reject it? If your boyfriend or girlfriend accept. And then if your boyfriend or girlfriend already made a tattoo, will you bring your boyfriend or girlfriend to meet your parents? Or will you ask your boyfriend or girlfriend to cover up the tattoo when you invite him or her to meet your parents? If your boyfriends or girlfriends, this is the first time you invite your boyfriend or girlfriend to meet your parents. Oh, you won't cover. Just let him see. Let him. But you say that okay. Most of you say that your parent will scold at you. But if you bring your boyfriend or girlfriend, it's no problem. Oh, it is because the parents and boyfriend. Oh, okay. Many of you say that you will not cover, but when you wanted to make it, and then you have to, you are afraid of to be scolded by your parents. But it's your boyfriend or girlfriend. You will let him or her to showcase his real self to your parents, right? Okay, interesting. Okay, okay, good. My boyfriend is not okay because this is not your son of your mother. This is your boyfriend. That's why you think that it doesn't matter, right? Okay, good. 即係唔關你事，呢個唔係你阿媽生嘅，即係變咗呢個人哋個仔就可以就俾個爸阿媽睇。We should try to make the family accept. OK， 明白。OK， 好，第二條。Any fashion accessories, okay, or maybe even though your outfit, okay, that thing you associate with the social class, 會唔會啊 ？Social class, okay, no 啊。Some of the tattoo mean middle class, some of tattoo mean feminism. People may think tattoo is positive judgment. Is it because tattoo can reflect some opinion? Okay. They are associated with the social class scene. Some tattoo can relate to some features. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, 明白。How about question 2? Some of the fashion accessories. Any accessory you will associate with different social class. I make examples. Okay. When I was small, okay, when I noticed that some of my fellow classmates wearing a jade here, okay, with a silver necklace, okay. We are associated with this is very old-fashioned, okay, and maybe somewhere come from some very traditional family. Versus some of my fellow classmates, maybe we wear a silver made cross, okay, and we think that they're more Western or more fashionable, okay, and then it's about the different perception about wearing a jade or wearing a silver cross, okay, and then we will have the different association with the family background, and then this is okay, and then may I know whether you will have this kind of association? Especially when I saw someone, okay, 中意戴金嗰啲啊，足金啊，somehow okay we see when I was small when I noticed that my family my fellow classmate family members, okay, they as usual they wore some bracelet in gold, okay, very thick legs, okay. The people may associate that maybe they come from some family background, maybe with actually labor intensive work, for example like cook, for example like this kind of work, okay, because the usual the chef or cook they like to have a very thick gold necklace or bracelets, something like that. Diamond uppercuts, what do you think about tattoo actually? 你問我冇特別，我冇特別咩嘅喎，我自己唔會整咯。我個 opinion， 我冇，I don't have specific opinion on tattoo. OK。Diamond with upper class， 頭先我講啦，有啲人會諗起一樣嘢就係戴啲好粗嘅金頸鏈啊，金嗰啲好粗嗰啲 bracelet， 有啲人就會諗起做廚房啊，或者做有某啲工作嘅，有啲人會咁諗嘅。May I know any of you have this kind of association？ 會唔會啊？有冇留意啊？有冇留意啊？ with the associate, but maybe if you notice, okay, some of the people who work in sales-driven work, okay, they like wearing they like preferring a very luxury and luxury watches, and then to represent their status. Have you ever noticed? Or diamond as well, of course, diamond as well. 好多做 sales 啊，或者想話俾人哋知佢揾好多錢嘅人。即係戴個好貴嘅錶嘅，有冇留意啊？有冇留意啊？我細個讀書嘅時候咧，就見到有啲人戴個玉咧，我覺得好老土噶，我就會覺得佢屋企一定係一啲好傳統嘅屋企。咁戴一嚿玉圓形一個圈嗰啲啊，有個玉啊。Jade 嗰啲啦，okay. And when I was small, when I noticed my fellow classmates, they wore this kind of necklace. I think that you're very old-fashioned. But when we compare with some other students, okay, some other classmates of when I was small, and then we will compare. Okay， 我哋會講好老土佢屋企，一定要戴個玉啊嗰啲成啦，戴個圓形個圈嗰個玉嗰啲啊。Okay。咁somehow some occupation, the people from different industry, they may have their own preferred accessories. For example, like if you are sales, for example, you will notice for people who are selling flats or the retail, okay, they like wearing a very expensive watches. Okay, a couple of months ago, before the about I guess about around a couple of months ago, when I was in when I was having a lunch in Kowloon Tong, okay, and then the one sitting nearby me, okay, I just heard about the two people, their conversation. They actually that two people, one is a man, is the other is a woman, and then they are actually I noticed that they wore the uniform, okay, and then when I try to listen to them, because they talk quite loudly, okay, and then I'm not deliberately to listen to them, and then when I was sitting nearby them, okay, and near them, and then I just heard that the man told his colleague they are actually working in the same boutique, actually a fashion boutique near the Kowloon Tong, near the cafe, the cafe we dine in, okay. And then I heard what the man said. He said that this couple of months, okay, he attained the certain level of the quota, okay, the sales quota, and then he got the bonus, and then his colleague Ask this man, okay, and then what actually what were you going to buy for the bonus? And then instead of saying that to save the money, because that man already got a baby, and then he was just married for a couple of years, and then right now he just got a baby, okay, a newborn baby, and then I expected he would say that to save the money and then for the baby, or to buy something for the baby and his wife. Other to saying that, he said that he wanted to buy a new branded watch, and then he already asked his friend to check the cost. Okay, that watch up to more than 100,000，嗰個10萬蚊啊，成12、13萬啊，up to 120,000. Okay, and then he actually he worked as a sales. Okay, and then this quarter. And then this quarter he got a bonus, okay, but it doesn't mean that in every quarter that it's a guaranteed bonus, right? And then he will use that bonus to buy a luxury watches, okay. And then he said that he got his friend, he got his friends help, and then to get some discount promotion, and then he can save a couple of $1,000, okay, to buy that watch, okay. And then I was quite shocked, okay. And then actually, if you've noticed that for the salespeople, they like to have the very luxury watches, even though the watches may the value maybe exceed 2 to 3 months of his or her monthly salary. Okay, and then they like wearing this kind of luxury watches. Okay, and then you will see that's why luxury watches, especially for men, not only because they wear because they are professional or high income. For those people who work in particular industry, they like to show off their wealth. Okay, show off their maybe they think that this is a kind of self recognition. 做 sales 嗰啲人好中意戴啲好貴嘅錶嘅，你留意下。And then for the people who engage in restaurant, especially for the chef, they like wearing gold because it's a tradition. Because as usual, they like gambling. Some of the old age that in the working in restaurants, somehow they like to paying cards and then to have the gambling, even though when they are they're taking a break. Okay, and then as usual, they don't take many they don't have many bank notes in their purse, and then as usual they lose the money on the gambling, and then they just take off their bracelet, take off their gold necklace, and then for the gambling. This is the reasons why some of the people who engage in the like a chef, okay, 喺廚房做嘢啲人，有啲人佢中意賭錢啊，佢哋唔係就咁自己同自己賭，去嗰啲非法嗰啲地方度賭啊 ，OK， 咁佢通常就會輸咗錢就擺低個金器啊，所以好多人嗰啲廚房嗰啲人咧，做廚房嗰啲好中意帶金器，呢個係一個傳統嚟，it is a tradition as well. And then if you know more about this kind of different background, okay, you may know that the different accessories they may associate with different accessories, okay. And then do you have any Rolex? Okay, and then do you have any idea about the accessories with the status? You mean about the diamond, and also you mentioned about diamond rich, and then the watch is rich. And how do you know it? How do you know it? Why you associate with it? 咁另一你又會知啦。嗱，呢個我講廚房戴金器同埋 sales 戴錶係我留意到嘅，係我 observe 嘅。This is my observation. But how about you? How you associate with diamond and also Rolex, okay, or luxury watches, the upper middle or upper class or rich class of high class of the people? How you make the judgment? 咁你點知啊 ？Price 啊 ，from the price 係咪啊 ？From the price. Brand. This is very good. This is very good. This one good. Recently, because of the economic downturn, especially after the last year and this year, okay, and then many people, you can see that many people wear the crystal, okay, pink, and then to attract more good people relationship or romance, okay, and then for the yellow one, yellow crystal, and then to attract more source of money, okay, and then this is really good. Okay, 呢個講得好好。好啦，財運精 as usual. What do you think? What kind of people? Okay, what background of the people will wear this kind of crystal? Sales. Good. sales 係嘅，sales 好多都帶呢啲啦。我都 the one who doing his or her own business and then they will wear this kind of crystal。good good good 啊！呢個幾好，呢個財運精講得幾好，呢個 as usual 呢個好咁。咁 and then as usual how do you know it？ How do you know it? How do you make the judgment like this？ 你點知啊？呢啲人會帶呢啲啊？咁你點知？你點知估到係佢哋啊？地產佬要跑數 ，OK sales driven。OK how do you know they are？ OK and then how do you know that？ By your guess。By 咩咧 ？By your observation。By what？By the mass media that you read the magazine, read the newspaper, read the everything, or read my son superstitious. Okay. Because you know that from the religion background, because you read 開運王, you watch 麥玲玲, you堪輿學嗰啲, you know this kind of religious things, that's ritual things, and then that's why you associate with them. 你哋有冇帶呢啲呢啲 crystal 啊？呢啲開運精啊？你有冇帶啊？你哋有冇帶？有同學有冇 any of you wear this kind of crystal？ 如果有一個係話俾你聽可以考試有考試運啦 ，if you are going to take the public examination, someone tell you that this kind of crystal that can give you good luck in your examination, will you wear it? Maybe take a try. Okay, good. Okay, interesting. Okay, right now it's about time. It's about 2 o'clock. Okay, maybe a waste of money. Anyway, it is just a casual discussion and then to associate with the culture, tattoo actually parts of the cultural symbols in the culture, and then with the meaning. Okay, I just wanted to try to make some application in your daily life again, and then we have this kind of discussions. Okay, and then maybe it's about 2 o'clock, and then I can stop it here. Okay, the discussion. If you like this kind of exercise, we can have more time to do it. Okay, for the next class. 如果你中意咁樣 discuss 嘅，我下次可以俾多少少時間你哋去再傾下呢啲嘢啦。OK。好 ，OK, that's the end of today's class. Okay, thank you for coming. I just know some students want to ask me some questions. For those students have questions, OK, 有 EM 嘅同學有問嘢問，關於你哋其他功課嘅問嘅，你哋可以留低。OK, for the other rest of the student, you don't have questions. OK, you can stop and you can end and then leave this chat room. OK, sorry, this Zoom class. OK, thank you for coming. Okay, see you next week. Okay, see you guys next week. Okay, for those EM students, you already told me you wanted to ask questions. You can stay here. Okay, and otherwise, the rest of the students can leave now. Okay, thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. 好啦，拜拜啦 ，thank you 啦。喂，EM 學生有咩問？係講。
我想 share screen。
你整啊！我整走咗我個先。
係。
係你搞點啊？
嗰啲想確定下自己個方向啱唔啱？
我個 swap 啊，睇先。下張 slide， 下張。下張。
呢個 mission。
下張。嗱，呢度問題啦。你個 swap 嗰度咧，你個做嘅資料嗰度咧，有啲嘢漏㗎，你睇唔到而家食恩尖記嗰個 habit 個 trend 係，即係個 habit 係點，嗰個成個情況係點？啲人我睇咗好多次，你一定要有個 investigation， 究竟而家個食糖嗰個 market 係點樣啊？你嗰個 swap 咧係只係好表面地咁就咁揾多啲好基本嘅資料，關於嗰個恩尖記 嘅 basic information，但係講唔到嗰個食糖嗰個 market 係點樣啊？變咗你1、2、3一針咗嚟呢度嘅話咧，係講唔到點解佢咁樣針法啊？你明唔明我咩意思啊？
即係
唔明我講乜？喂，成組人聽唔聽明我講乜嘢啊？
唔係好明，
唔係好明。
係
其他咧？嗱，好簡單，我調翻轉頭嚟問你哋，你1、2、3就話俾你聽，呢個係 primary target segment 50至60歲，secondary 就30至40歲，呢個係18至10歲，呢個係無限咁闊，18同40歲嘅人買糖食係唔同㗎，你明唔明我咩意思啊？咁你點解你開頭一話俾我知，你就咁仲從嗰個 swap 呢3張 slide，你就話俾我聽係50至60歲要食，你個 target 你自己做咗因尖記個 segment 要做呢個歲數啊？
喂，呢個應該係即係講緊佢依家呢個情況，即係呢個唔係我哋之後活動嘅 segment，而係佢依家個 market 係應該係呢個。
好啦，咁好啦，我當你而家50至60歲，咁你話俾你聽佢個 tertiary 會唔會係18至40歲啊？
呢個
佢諗住係講遊客，佢係諗住講遊客咯。
你覺得個遊客18歲嘅會唔會嚟？而家係佢個 tertiary 嘅 segment 啊？同埋個遊客會唔會冇國籍分啊？鬼佬買、日本人買、亞洲人買定中國人買啊？明唔明我講乜嘢啊？喂，聽唔聽到啊？
即係我哋要分買佢嘅國家。
唔係啊，因為你寫噶嘛。好啦，如果你諗清楚嗱，第一你個 situation analysis 啦，你去翻頭先個 swap 嗰度啦，仲係做得好簡略啊，你哋呢度係睇唔到你係睇唔到因尖記而家個糖賣成點，或者根本而家啲人係點解中意食糖，或者點解唔中意食糖，或者點樣買糖法，同埋買到糖嘅情況之下，點解人哋唔係因尖記？你呢度係冇答到㗎，你有冇寫到呢度？聽唔到？喂？
我想問咧，係咪即係我哋可以寫一批？因為佢嗰啲係天然噶嘛，可能我哋嘅一批 target 嘅人係中意比較健康啲嘅人啊，類似。
唔係，你冇針去呢度先，我哋去翻第一步先。你個分析入邊要講得出而家你個品牌，或者係而家你個食緊糖嗰個 trend 係點樣，跟住你呢盤生意先有得繼續講落去點樣幫佢做噶嘛？你明唔明我想講咩啊？即係你冇個 ground 去講啊！你講唔到究竟而家嗰個買糖嗰個情況係點樣？你冇做過資料搜集係做呢一樣嘢啊！你明唔明我想講咩啊？
唔明，即係揾嗰啲可能啲人唔中意。
唔好嘈住先，等陣先。好啦，我想問個你哋讀咗咁耐，讀到咁多科，讀咗咁耐，你都要知，你讀緊好多嘢都同 marketing 有關噶嘛？你上學期都讀過啲 marketing 嘅嘢噶啦。咁問題係而家我有個產品，我要再推出街，咁我係咪都要知道我個而家糖嗰個食糖嗰個嘅趨勢，或者嗰啲人係中意食啲乜嘢糖，同埋我個糖而家面對緊啲咩嘢嘅問題，或者我其他同我同類型嘅賣得好定唔好，咁我係咪都要知呢堆嘢啊？喂，
係知道。
聽唔聽到我講嘢啊？
有聽。
咁你問題係你要做呢啲資料搜集啊嘛，但係問題係你而家係冇做到呢啲資料搜集啊嘛，你明唔明我咩意思啊？
即係我哋應該要揾下啲資料係邊班人買得最多先，要再去做。
同埋你要明白成個香港嘅市場嗰啲糖係點樣賣緊噶嘛？你啲糖嘅 推後好簡單，你就係如果你根本你冇做過資料搜集，譬如你就咁話俾你聽，而家嘅人，你話印尖嘅人係5至60歲，你有幾多個同學係做過 survey 去睇翻究竟而家5至60歲嘅人，其實佢係咪真係買印尖記，同埋要去買印尖記，佢幾時買得個量多唔多，係咪要做呢啲資料搜集啊？
唔知道。
咁因為你睇唔到嗰個品牌做緊啲乜嘢，跟住你自己就跳咗落去做嗰個第11張 slide 嗰度係唔 make sense 噶嘛，咁我就問翻佢，咁你點知啊嘛？你明唔明？你個資料搜集越做得足夠嘅情況之下，你先知道你個 event 係點做噶嘛，你嚟緊嗰嚿嘢點做噶嘛？你明唔明我講咩啊？喂，
係聽到。
係咯，就咁咯。嗱，譬如舉個例子，你話我做咗個市場分析，係話翻俾你知 opportunity 係而家啲人係好中意食椰子嘅，咁問題跟住我下一份功課咪知道，喂，原來個 trend 係好中意食椰，好多人好中意椰子嘅，咁我可能下一個功課我要交出嚟就話我就用椰子嚟做主題，梗係咁講噶啦，係咪啊？你依家要愣住噶嘛？你讀咗咁多科，你哋阿 Vivian 啲科你讀得好高分㗎喎，咁點解你啲佢都有教過 marketing 啊，或者原來有你讀咗第4個學期應該熟，應該都知道呢堆嘢點做過，點解好似仲教緊1年班咁樣啊？你哋 Vivian 喺我面前讚到你哋不得了過你哋我問佢點解咁多人攞 A， 佢就話佢哋好叻㗎，叻得好緊要啊，好醒目啊，做得好好啊，佢係咁同我講，你哋好叻喎今年。我講真嘅喎，但係我而家我知好驚嘅就係我教翻你，你好似教翻個1年班嘅學生咁，係做翻個基本嘅資料搜集，睇翻糖係啲人點樣去買糖，同埋糖嘅市場係點樣樣，同埋個因尖記而家個市場個情況係點樣樣嘛。咁呢啲做過好多次嘅喎，啲 swap 應該。喂，
明白。
聽唔聽到我講嘢？
你聽到。
咁你做得好削喎，你做得好削喎。我睇下先，我下個禮拜有堂嘅，唔該。嗱，我下禮拜9號我有堂嘅，我9號呢，我會 show 一個嗱，我老實咁講，我以前早2年有啲學生呢都做過啲 swap analysis，我可以 show 俾你睇，人哋攞得我話做得好好呢個 swap analysis 同你做緊嘅 swap analysis 嘅分別。嗰啲真係喺我手入邊係攞 A 嘅學生，我講真嘅。咁我唔會鬆分，係咁鬆分嘅先生嚟嘅。我覺得你值呢個分數，我就俾呢個分數俾你。你有本事就去自己攞。但係問題係，我會睇得到個分別喺邊度咯。如果大家都係我2年班教嘅學生，我想俾你睇，我早2年教嗰班學生做維他奶個 case 仲難做過因尖記。我可以俾你睇人哋點樣做個 swap analysis 俾你睇，人哋幾有心機做，人哋真係做嗰個市場分析嚟㗎，真係一個真嘅市場分析嚟㗎，大佬唔係交呢堆嘢俾我啊。咁當然啦，你話俾我聽，你嘅能力話俾我聽，我聽唔明你講咩呢啲人，我講極都講唔明嘅情況之下，你做到咁樣嘅話，我冇辦法啦。但係如果大家都係2年班嘅學生，我想俾你睇下我教嘅學生2年前嘅學生，佢做一個咩叫做 swap analysis 出嚟啦，冇可能做一堆咁嘅嘢俾我。咁你有幾多個人即係走過去做過個 survey，或者上網去揾過啲資料，去研究下究竟而家嗰個整體去食糖嘅文化係點？係糖嘅潮流係點樣？同埋點解啲人去買糖，同埋幾多成人去買糖，同埋係咩情況之下買糖啊嘛？你明唔明我咩意思啊？你俾我聽埋後邊嗰啲嘢做成點啊？唔係做得好啊！你哋嚇，繼續睇埋係，唉。呢個又好奇怪，你只係攞傳統嘅糖就懟晒落去，咁問題我講一句，咁你如果係 high price high quality 嘅，咁唉，你諗清楚啦，呢個嘢點會咁樣做啊？咁香港有好多種糖，香港有好多糖，你只係攞啲傳統嘅糖嚟咁樣去咁樣擺，有冇意思啦？你份功課，下張 slide 啦。唉，俾啲心機做啦，下張啦。 你做來做去就將到我俾咗你嗰個 brief，跟住再揾少少資料就冚翻晒落去啫嘛。如果我唔俾個 brief 你，我諗你都會做多少少嘢啊。下張啦，唉，激死！下張啦，下張啦，你做唔到份功課啊！冇，你而家成班人咧，只係將到你認識嘅 facts 咧，就只係 cut and paste 咁擺入去，你唔係做緊一個分析啊！你明唔明我想講咩？你係左手交右手咋，即係我俾一啲資料你，或者你試一係上網揾一啲資料就咁擺晒 post 落去，但唔係一個分析嚟㗎，唔係分析緊你究竟你而家糖嘅市場嗰個 trend 係啲乜嘢，個 consumer 嘅 behaviour 係啲乜嘢，或者呢個糖入邊喺一個 position 入邊，佢屬於係傳統嘅糖，定係屬於係佢點樣去做嗰個分析？你係冇，你係只係將左手交右手啊！你明唔明我想講乜嘢啊？成組人明唔明我噏乜啊？你定係唔知我講乜嘢啊？喺度
明
啊！
你只係左手交右手，你係冇做過一個分析，只係將我俾你嘅資料再上網查下少咗因尖記先就呃咗落去，但係你唔係睇緊個 overall picture 嘅糖嘅市場係點樣，同埋點解啲人去買因尖記，點解有人唔買因尖記？咁啲人唔去買因尖記，去咗買乜嘢咧？同埋而家啲人如果俾錢去買糖，佢點樣買？佢上網買啊，定係去超市場買啊？定係買幾多咧？究竟係咩情況之下買咧？點解會有個咁佢擺啲乜嘢嘅 attraction 去買糖咧？咁變咗你要做一堆咁嘅嘢噶嘛？變咗你個 positioning 咪好奇怪咯？你只係攞啲好 cheap 嘅糖，就呢啲係賀年嘅糖就擺落去。咁問題係新尖記有多情況之下唔係淨係賀年糖。咁你知唔知道？譬如舉個例子，近年入咗食糖入邊嚟講，好多人嘅 trend 係中意食啲 healthy 嘅糖，又或者屬於食啲手工糖，又或者中意食一啲咧係有天然食品嘅糖，而嗰啲賣到好貴。你行去成品啦，台灣嚟嘅食品而家係受歡迎嘅。咁呢堆嘢係咪都可以喺你嘅分析入邊啊，大佬啊？你明唔明我講咩？係你有冇做過功夫去認識個 market 同埋做功夫認識個品牌？如果你話你成組人，我嘅能力同時間同埋我肯付出嘅嘢得咁多，我冇嘢可以講。但我作為一個先生，我會覺得你喺度2年班，我希望你嘅要求能夠可以做到一個高啲要求嘅功課啊！你明唔明啊？
明。
我做唔到話，哎呀好叻啊！你哋真係好叻，樣樣都好正，好叻。你係到呢個 level，我覺得你係到呢個 level，你就攞 A。你唔到，我就話俾你聽唔得啊！啲嘢你明唔明我講咩啊？再做過啦，呢啲好左手交右手唔見得人㗎都嘢。下張 slide，下張。呢個後邊先搞翻前面先啦，做翻前面啦，俾翻個真係糖同埋嗰個買嗰個 consumer 嘅 behaviour 個 trend 嗰個分析俾我，要個分析，我唔係要啲嘢 cut and paste 晒，明唔明我講咩啊？明。我哋搞嗱，下個禮拜先有堂嘅呢科，我下禮拜我俾一個 showcase 一個。嗰兩組做得好好啊！我覺得我 all together PRA 嗰年應該5組人嘅，有2組都係做得非常之好嘅。嗰個分析係做到，我俾 A 同 A 加㗎，A 同 A 加係話俾你聽。你睇人哋做嗰啲咩，同你做嗰啲咩？我嗰份嘢我最做嗰啲咩？佢難過你哋嘅，因為 PRA 嗰班學生係做埋 China 㗎。我要佢做埋 Hong Kong market 同 China market 啊。佢個 PowerPoint 係難過你個 PowerPoint 係好多倍啊！睇人哋做嗰啲咩出嚟，都係2年班學生嚟嘅咋。真係睇得到，即係人哋有冇心機做，得我教都係咁教噶啦，只不過就係你嘅能力同埋你究竟你做到幾多嘢出嚟咯，高下立見啦，快啲俾心機做啦，得唔得？
得。
OK，快啲搞埋佢。OK，有咩問題再 WhatsApp，跟住或者再話俾我知。OK，係咁。
唔該晒呢啲人。
拜拜。
拜。
拜拜。